In this video, we'll take a look at how to set up a U-shaped kitchen. You'll notice we've loaded the sample project, and now we are using the split grid tool to split the grid that has been imported in to an elevation view to allow us to be able to start setting up where the different components are. In the event that we miss using the split tool, which can be tough sometimes, we'll use the align tool to bring that into alignment. This is going to allow us to split efficiently and then make sure that our cabinets are split at the exact locations using the align tool. This does take a little bit of practice. Once you get used to it, it becomes much easier. Some people have found that by splitting away from the grid line, it's easier to then use the alignment tool to be able to bring it back into alignment. You'll notice as we're using the split tools, we're using either all segments, one segment, or all except. This is going to allow us to be able to create the splits in the grids exactly where they need to go. It's a little bit like solving a puzzle sometimes, and we work our way from the outside towards the inside and then begin subdividing different areas. Here you can see the align tool being used extensively to be able to create alignments. When they're off, sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're tough to find. Create your grids. Create the splits, split the grids, and use the alignment tool. You'll notice small X's appearing so that you can see where you've created the splits. In the event that you've made a mistake, either use undo, back up, and redo it again, or perhaps go through and remove those splits by using the Tab key on your keyboard to select the splits to be able to delete them. Then you can go back and split them again. In this example, we've gone through 3 different elevations with 3 different drawings that have been brought in. These sketches could be created in AutoCAD. They could be created in Revit. By bringing them in, it allows us to be able to, in one tool, create the splits in the locations where we need them to, and then in this tool, split the grid. You'll now notice that we're using the artificial intelligence built directly into the software to allow it to determine where we have toe kicks, counters, backsplashes, base cabinets, etc. Now it's simply a matter of going through and using join tools to be able to join elements together. Put in sinks. You'll notice that it automatically cuts holes in the countertops for you. Here we'll put in arrange. All of these elements have textures applied to them. If you go to a realistic mode, you'll notice that they have graphics on them to make your renderings and visualization even more realistic for your client presentations. We then have the ability inside the style tool to be able to change to different preset styles. Of course, you can go through and modify the different materials to match your needs. Please don't forget that there are additional videos to show you the functionality of the other tools that are built into the software. We're now telling it to apply global settings and to be able to turn on or turn off different insets. Then once these insets are turned on, we have the ability to replace those insets with glazing. You'll notice that the software automatically detects base cabinets versus wall cabinets. Of course, then you can go through and begin creating scheduling, changing direction arrows based on where you live in the world, being able to begin labeling them, and then again, making global parameter changes. Here we've switched back to 2D so that we can then begin removing grid lines by deleting the grid lines, and then telling it to switch back into 3D mode. You may find that switching from 2D to 3D does require that you go back through and join different elements. And in certain occasions where here we've modified the refrigerator, we might have to go back in and be able to place the different components in their respective locations. You'll also notice that we use the data entry box to be able to put in parameters so that as we set the parameter and then use the tool and then click on the element, it automatically adjusts whatever we're clicking on. This can be used throughout the design tool by being able to apply a data entry, then using the tool, then clicking on the elements, we're able to modify practically anything. Please refer to the supporting documentation to be able to see the different element types for different types of cabinet infills, panels, trim, handles, drawer pulls, and other accessories.